Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Eagles and the Ravens, and it's coming up next.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. And finally, Brock, we can say it. Football is back. Look at that. We didn't even practice that. Wins and losses don't quite count just yet, partner. But for a lot of people, us included, we are just happy to see games being played once again.
Yeah, it's been a long wait for fans of the sport. And it's one thing to have a draft and OTAs. It's another to actually start hitting one another. And I know for these guys on the field, they can't wait to hit somebody else. And it's also the time to...
The ball is teed up, kicking team looks ready, and we're underway from the bank. Dory Jackson now to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year signal caller.
And even if he's still pretty early in his career, we know he is perfectly comfortable and settled into this spot as the be-all, end-all for this offense. Every time you take the field as a quarterback, you know you're gaining experience. You're getting more comfortable in the role. And as he goes forward, he tries to learn and take something away from each and every one of these moments.
And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down. McKee. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
All right, here we go. Second down. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Let's see what they went with on third down. McKee looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Couple sacks on the opening drive. You better get to fix-it mode in a hurry. And I'm talking about on the sidelines. I'm talking as a quarterback. You've got to solve this pass rush because we know one thing about guys in this league defensively. When they get a couple sacks, they can smell it, and they're going to raise the intensity to another level.
So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And leading them out from Central Michigan, an undrafted free agent back in 2017, and still here, it's Cooper Rush.
And he doesn't shy away from that spotlight. You can't in this league. If you're an NFL quarterback, all eyes are looking at you. When your team needs you in a crucial spot or a down-to-the-wire contest, you've got to be the one who's got that steady hand to drive your team to success. Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate, they can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
This is Henry on second. A lot of grass ahead. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, you get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's first down. Here's the handoff. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Bryce Huff in on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Backfield is empty as they motion him out right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. He'll get this to Henry.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
3rd and long for him here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. The Eagles about set to get going for their 2nd drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Throwing from near his own goal line. He's got a man left. And that's going to be a safety. I thought we were coming here to call an NFL game today, partner, but this has me smelling peanuts and hot dogs. This is starting more like a baseball game. We got a 2-0 score here, still in the first.
Kind of like a little pitcher's duel, too, right? I mean, just one of these games, and if it starts this way, who knows where it goes from here. But I do know this. It's a confidence builder for a defense. When a defense can go out there and not just get a stop, but put points on the board, man, does that usually infuse them with energy to come.
Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the 2nd time. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. The drive begins with Henry. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you could come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
To the air, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
There was a theory some years ago, Kate, that you would never run play action on 3rd and extra long like this because that play action is really not going to affect the defense. But what you got to understand is many times you're running that play action because of the great protection. You're actually trying to give that quarterback an extra beat. Well, it didn't work out that time.
Jordan Stout on now to punt. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. Markers reset, ball at the 37. McKee now. It's Dotson on the catch. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They give to Barkley, left side. Down the sideline inside the 40. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing now from the gun. Catch made over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he's down into the red zone. This run gets to the 18. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. A run here with Will Shipley. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
He's got it! The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's 2nd and goal. Some early movement on the left side there, but was he the first to go, or was he provoked? So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. 2nd and goal now, 5 yards more difficult following that penalty. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles go up by 4 here in the first. So an absolutely beautiful throw there, finding his man in space who turns it into 6.
Yeah, they really took advantage there, Kate, of some soft coverage. You want that on that corner route. Plenty of space for that route to develop. Great execution, and it pays off with the touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles jump in front now by 5. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Miller on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Baltimore running its offense out now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Another run for Henry. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Mitchell up the middle. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
A costly false start penalty as 3rd down becomes much more difficult to convert as they back it up 5. The penalty makes it 3rd and 8 here. To the air with Rush. Andrews with the catch. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure, but you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Drive starts with an option, right side. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. Still working past the 40. And he works this down to the 41. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun, Shipley gets it. And they take him down right along the 30. Pickup of 2 here. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he's able to push forward to the 25. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. First throw for the backup now. He gets it complete to Will Shipley.
Simply part of the job description for any running back in today's game. You're out there, you're going to be one of your quarterback's most important safety valves, and you got to be ready for that check down at all times.
Chased out to his right, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Those defenses spend all week trying to find that numbers advantage. How can I get a guy free? Or how do I get my best rusher in a one-on-one to beat him and get home and get that sack? That was study put into action for the SACK.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Here's Miller on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? Mm-hmm. As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Here we go, 2nd and very long. Pass into the hands of Devontae Walker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. New set of downs for him at the 38. Short side option here. He's running left. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Cooper DeJean with the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They bring a tight end in motion right. From the gun, here's a handoff. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Into the hands of Likely. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Slot man motioned over. Brought in right side. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again following the sack. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down. Looking for a throw here. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
I don't know why, Kate, but when I'm thinking of this series that we all just watched, I'm just hearing the sound thud. Not a whole lot of other ways to describe the set of downs that we just watched and the results that followed. It was 3rd and extra long, and now it's 4th and forever.
Here's Jordan Stouts coming on again to punt. Anais Smith back deep for the Eagles. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Second and 10 now. Finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
Kate, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice that both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope we have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
Short side option here. He's running left. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Setting up a throw. Finds his man Gray. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a...
And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, this is one of the occasions, Kate, where this defense got to just keep chopping wood. Keep chopping wood. I know they're a little more careful about actually having axes in locker rooms anymore after injuries, but the mantra is the same. You can't look at the scoreboard nor worry about what your offense is doing. You got to keep punishing your opponent.
This finds Shipley, complete. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
Whether they meant to go to him or is an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a first down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's now a two-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
I know. Sometimes we take kickers for granted, but I'll tell you what, you can't hit that any better. Never even flirted with an upright. That was right down the middle.
Wallace with a return here. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Ravens trotting out their offense. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss. This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Yeah, and this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be their football. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. They'll throw to begin this drive. Flushed out, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to...
And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down.
That is now the 5th sack this offense has had to endure in the first half alone. We're on a double-digit pace here. And I'll tell you what, I know how these defensive coordinators work. They can feel the blood in the water. They are not going to stop getting after this quarterback until this offense can find a way to protect itself.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Hits him on the in route. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Braden Mann on to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds the in route, complete. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Back now, pressure on its way. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. Running right with Mitchell. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. The Ravens getting ready for the punt. And this will mark his 5th kick of the night. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Eagles taking over now late in the first half. And they'll need to be judicious in using that final timeout, Brock, but they still could put a scoring drive together before the break. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Goodness gracious, this quarterback is taking an absolute beating in this first half, and you better have some ice for him ready at halftime. I'll tell you this, Kate, it has been a brutal couple quarters, and if you don't start protecting the quarterback, this guy may not make it and even finish this game.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They bring the tight end in motion. So we've reached the half of this preseason opener. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you two in just a moment. The preseason is upon us as these two teams get things rolling. They'll have 2 more games after this to get ready before week 1 comes our way. It'll be here before you know it.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the 2nd half. Time now for the bottom half of the roster to make an impact, Brock. Our preseason opener underway in half number 2. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing now, off play action. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He has the first over the middle. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, as any quarterback is going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things to do, knowing you're going to get blasted. That defender's coming right at you, but you got to throw an accurate ball. It does 2 things. Number 1, it strikes fear in the defense, and number 2, you gain respect of your teammates.
Mitchell takes it straight ahead, and he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Connects on the crosser. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. to throw it on first down. Catch made by Mitchell.
That defense, it'll give up that completion every time. They don't just like it, they love it, because it creates a fun little race between everybody coming downhill to go make that tackle, or in this case, run him right out of bounds.
Walker hauls it in. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. This is Mitchell. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Running it after the penalty. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. He'll throw it. Pass complete to Walker. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to the air here. Taken in by Likely. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Gonna be some good old attaboys over there for that defense right there, rallying to the tight end. Oftentimes on 3rd down, those tight ends move the chains. That was not the case as they pursued and stopped him short of the sticks.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Here's Smith on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Short pass caught by his tight end. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. T.J. Tampa there on the tackle. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Here's 2nd and 5. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They'll try and throw it here. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So it's 2nd down coming up. They are throwing it again. Complete out to the right. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. On the move, headed right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Hauled in by Gray. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Back to throw now. Caught by Marshall. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. They'll try and take an option left side. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Oh, stiff arm. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now it'll be 2nd and goal. It's an option to the left side, and he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles push their lead further to start the half. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Miller on the return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They put a receiver in motion right. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
2nd and 6 now. This finds Likely. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Mitchell on the give, headed left. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Throwing off the play fake here. That one's complete, right side. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. 3rd and just 2 to go. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They're trying an option play, left side on first down. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Nakobe Dean in on the tackle.
Hey, that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in mind, double digits, and they nearly got it there.
Into the hands of Likely. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. They're going play action. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
Here he is on 3rd and long. That's brought in by Miller. And they take him down right along the 30.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And doing what they can against the lead as it's back down to 12.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points. And that's mission accomplished there.
Here's Smith on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a give to Shipley. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Another one for Shipley. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Takes off right out of the read option. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Well, there's going to be a missed assignment on somebody's grade sheet tomorrow. That read option game with the quarterback, there is always a defender that's responsible for the QB. That time, QB takes advantage.
That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So it's going to be 4th and short.
You know, that's one of those situations you want to get your back in space. Well, you accomplish that. Unfortunately, you don't make anything happen because you don't bring the ball in cleanly.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens will go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. 2nd and 3 now. They send a tight end in motion. 2nd and 3. Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know why baseball coaches are called managers, Kate? Because they got to manage a lot of situations. And I've realized over time in talking to them, they love taking a situation, a game moment, and making it a team topic. That play by that corner right there, I know this is a head football coach, not a head football manager, but he's going to take that play, he's going to illuminate it to his team and show the fearlessness of his corner making that tackle.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Back now, pressure on its way. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a fourth down.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Throwing now on first down. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up second down. Dropping back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Back to throw. That's caught for the first. By a man, and now he's in the clear. They get 40 on the big hitter. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Throwing it again here. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Handoff now to Shipley. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
To throw it on first down. Finds his man Gray. Oh, the football's loose. And this is picked up by the Ravens. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is at a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And so just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. They'll throw it. Completes this one to Gray.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it. Well, those 3 points make a comeback that much more difficult. Now 2 touchdowns got to be scored, and that 2-point conversion, that's a job really well done.
Wallace with a return here. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The offense getting set to go. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. A give to Mitchell, running left. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. But linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
Here's 2nd and 11. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. And they send a man in motion. Connects on the crosser. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Well, whether they intended to run the play or not, it doesn't matter. They drew the flag, and they've got themselves a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, so many times you get to these 4th and shorts, and you know that defense is antsy. You're reminding yourself as a quarterback in that huddle, hold your water, guys. Hold your water because this defense could get jumpy, and they just did.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. Has some daylight through the 40. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Man in motion here. They'll run. This is Mitchell. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
Woo, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. Picked off Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
They've got 1st down from the 31. They'll throw to begin this drive. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And it sets up 2nd down. Throwing now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. He's going to throw this one. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And he'll go down here at the 16. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
On the give, here's Shipley. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up third and goal. Putting a receiver in motion. Here he is now, third and goal. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's a 3-score game now, an 18-point lead.
I think you could call this one now, Kate. His field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
This return starts at the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The offense headed back to the field. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. First and 10, looking to throw. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Here's second and 2. It's complete to Hopkins. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. One of the tight ends motioning right. He'll throw it yet again. Gets this one to Andrews. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Throwing from the gun. And a man is there to knock that away. Trying to force one through there. And that'll bring up second down. Still sticking with the passing game. Caught by Miller. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Here he is to throw on third and 2. He fires one deep down the middle. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes, incomplete. Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Oh, they're going for it on an option play left. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. He brings the offense up now for a first and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Pass play on first and 10. Hits his running back. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Tez Walker touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens make it an 11-point ball game. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the onside kick doesn't pan out. The Eagles make the recovery. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. Straight ahead with Shipley. And he's brought down for a loss. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Again, it's Shipley. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
The Eagles are in punt formation. Braden Mann will kick it away. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. The Ravens ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. They're throwing it. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. And they're off to a good start in the preseason, Brock. Seen a lot of players fighting together for the victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Eagles are winners, as we say so long from Baltimore.